Hello, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. Welcome to the live coverage of the Outlaws Sim Series preseason test here at the Lucas Oil Raceway. Devin Zimmerman is along with me in the booth tonight. I'm Emerson Arden, and we join you from the virtual Brownsburg, Indiana. Formerly known as O'Reilly Raceway Park, the motorsports facility contains a 2.5-mile road course and a 1,300-meter drag strip. But tonight, we're on the Oval, which most notably hosts events prior to a big event at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The night before the Indy 500 was highlighted by a USAC midget race right here. Similarly, the night before the Brickyard 400 was usually a NASCAR Nationwide Series and a NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race ran at this venue. Well, when you think about short track racing, usually you think of everybody fighting for the inside lane. What makes this track so different, Devin?
Very different, and has progressive banking. You may similar see this at Bristol Motor Speedway, where the outside line is the preferred line as it gets you a good run off the turns and you can make up a lot of time, and also you tend to be a little bit more loose on the inside if you try to run that line. So we'll see a lot of guys up at the top fighting for that top line around this track. Even heard a couple of the guys are looking to start to diamond the corners and try and work that line.
Absolutely. Diamond in a corner, it's one of those, age-old methods that you usually do at a lot of ovals, whether it be, Bristol or Phoenix. Diamond in the corner, you get the fastest entry you can, you turn as where you're able to carry the most momentum, and you get a straight line exit. And this is definitely one of those tracks, especially because we're running up next to the outside wall. You want to obviously get away from that as you start to head onto the straightaway.
Exactly. And you can definitely pick up a lot of speed again off these turns with it not being as heavily banked as Bristol.
Right. Well, we're under qualifying here. 3 minutes have elapsed. We have 9 times on the board. Let's go ahead and bring up your timing and scoring there on the left side of your screen. You'll see it. And, of course, none other than Joseph Cossey sitting on the provisional pole right now. Max Service second. Andrew St. Coria third. Kyle Lingerfelt fourth. Malankos at 5th, Adam Gardner 6th, Daniel Park 7th, Anthony Pritchett 8th, James Gilliard 9th, and Joshua Stroud in 10th. We still have 3 drivers yet to take times. That would be Devin Smith, Jacob Zala, and Doug Solms. What have you seen? Because we sat here and kind of was watching the 30-minute practice. What did you kind of see from tonight's warm-up session that you think that's gonna carry over to the race?
Well, our pole sitter, Joseph Cossey, he's definitely going to be the guy to beat tonight. Everybody was talking about how fast he can here. We are looking for Malenko to be a contender. He said he had a pretty good car and was filling the track pretty well during the week during practice. So look for him to probably make some ground up as he's qualified in 5th. And also Max Service, he's up there, really, really close times in qualifying, so we'll see what he can do. Again, this is going to be possibly a short-run event, as there might be a couple of cautions. It's a short track, so cars are going to get together. So I think that the short run is going to be more important tonight than a long run.
Definitely. So tonight's race is a little bit special. It is, I believe, the Outlaw Sim Series' first full-length league race type of race. In terms of the length of this race, it's going to be long, it's going to be grueling, but it's what these drivers are going to be facing in about 3 weeks time when we get to full to regular season racing. We're going to run 225 laps around a .686 mile short oval here in Indiana.
I'm really looking forward to it. This racetrack, it's a little bit more flat than Bristol. It's very fun, very, very fast for a 0.6 mile oval. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see these guys get around here. A lot of beating and banging I'm expecting from this, and also just some really good close racing.
Yeah, well, we're going to get to it. Right now we're just kind of watching Gilliard just kind of run some laps in a qualifying session. I mean, there's no rule that says you can't, so that's what he's doing. I believe he joined practice a little late. We have a new entry actually in right now. Oh, Jeremiah Stutzman, he's in. That's our our defending series champion from console. He won all 3 championships as we closed out our PS4 series seasons for the Holme Wiedwerks Outlaw Cup Series, the Holme Wiedwerks Gunman Truck Series, and the Holme Wiedwerks Bandit Series, Jeremiah Stutzman swept all 3 championships last Monday and Tuesday evening. You know, he's a phenomenal driver when it comes to NASCAR Heat 4. We'll see how his transition is here to iRacing, though, as you've already been kind of able to gauge on how he's able to do with the rest of the competition we usually have here on the Outlaw Sim Series channel as far as the rest of the preseason tests. Now, have you ever played the Heat games, and how much of a difference is iRacing to the NASCAR Heat games?
Dilly-dallied in the Heat games a little bit. Definitely a little bit easier to control the car in the Heat games. The simulation of how the tires and tire wear throughout the race, definitely a lot different in iRacing than it is in the NASCAR Heat games. iRacing simulates it more to real life, so it's a lot harder and a lot more demanding on these sim racers, like it would be a real NASCAR racer in the car. So these guys really have, you know, their hands full. After, you know, about 20 laps or so, we're going to see these lap times start to, you know, really get off of what their pace was for qualifying laps, and really start to, like, you know, have to dig in and really turn the wheel and, you know, eat up the tire a little more. But yeah, it's definitely a lot different.
Right. Yeah. Again, I think the biggest thing I can say is NASCAR Heat 4 is, you know, tethered to the more casual racing gamer. It's definitely more of an arcade game, and this is more of a simulator, for sure.
Exactly.
So, well, we got 2.5 minutes here in qualifying. This is just kind of the awkward phase. We're just kind of waiting it out. I believe our league owners right now actually working on the pre-race speech. I don't know if you have, if you're able to hear any of the driver audio, and if you know what's happening really.
Yeah, he's right now. Looks like he's about to talk to the guys, let them know what to expect throughout the race. But yeah, we should be getting underway here, like you said, in about 2 minutes. And again, just sit back and enjoy this one. It should be really interesting. Hope you have a good time watching it as much as we are.
Yep. And that being said, we'll be right back. We'll take a quick break here, and then when the cars are gridding up, we'll get right back to it. Welcome back, race fans, to the Lucas Oil Raceway. We're here once again to get into the action tonight. 225 laps on our plate tonight. Let's get to it, shall we, Devin?
All right. Yeah, these drivers are looking to be ready to go. They're gridding up in the pit lane as we speak. About to roll off. This thing's going to get real interesting real quick.
All right, I'm going to really put you on the spot here. With a lot of these guys that you're not necessarily familiar with entirely, who's your pick tonight?
Just based off of what I saw during the practice and also in qualifying, I have to go with the pole sitter. He just looks very quick, and no one can really stay with him. The closest they've gotten to him in lap times has been this qualifying lap with Max Service. You know, he was the only one to get within 2/10 of him originally. During the practice, he was about 3 to 4 tenths up on everyone. I'm not sure how he does on the long runs, but again, I think this is going to be more of a short run race, and he has that short run speed.
I think that is a phenomenal pick. Joseph Cossi, if you're new here, he has one of the highest I ratings, and if I believe the highest. I think he's at 2,600 I rating. I mean, he absolutely knows the sim inside and out when it comes to these stock cars, and he's fast. There's no doubt about it. My pick, if I had to pick, well, I guess I'm putting myself on the spot by saying that, then I'm going to have to go with Malenko. He said he felt very confident, and he ran the Friday test session as well. He said he was the only car who he could keep up with. I'm taking his word for it, as I didn't necessarily have a view of it, considering I was doing other broadcast stuff. But from what I have heard, Malenko sounds pretty confident at this track. He's starting in that 5th lane, that inside lane, which is already going to be at a disadvantage, but 225 laps should not be a problem.
No, I don't think so. I think that's a really good pick as well. Like you said, he was the only one that was able to keep up with him on Friday night practice. And as they're pulling off right now, yeah, he is starting on the inside, but if you do get a good restart, it's pretty easy to get back up into that top lane and start running. I think that with his position or where he's at, he's going to have to be patient while he's making his way up through the 3 people in front of him to get to the leader. But if he can do that, stay patient, save his tires for the short stint there, I think he'll be okay.
Right, so it looks like the pace car lights are off. I don't believe we're going green. I think we actually get 2 laps. But we'll see here. Yeah, we're gonna get another lap here under the pace car. So here we are, ready to go with our I believe 14 driver grid. A couple of new drivers in with us, and you know, this is not a track we normally see in NASCAR. Again, the last time it was used in a NASCAR sanctioned event, now, you know, ARCA is using it, so I guess that changes this fact, but was the 2012 NASCAR Nationwide Series schedule had this track featured, and it's the last time I can remember this track being used. But I guess for the first time since 2012, the pace car is off on some Xfinity cars, ready to go for the Outlaw Sim Series preseason. Joseph Kosing in the outside, Max Service down low, ready to go, double wide into the restart zone. Green flag is in the air. We're racing at Lucas Oil Raceway.
What a great start by Kossi. He's getting away into turn 1. There is a space for Service to get up, and he does at a turn 2.
All right, yep, Service finally in the second. How about Kyle Lingerfeld? He had a pretty good start up in the 3rd. He started 4th, but it's that outside lane. It is so dominant. You look further back here, the 7 of Malenko's filed into the 6th position, looking to get around that 56 of Adam Gardner. You see, oh, there's a crash on the front straightaway. That's going to bring out our first caution of the evening.
Yeah, it looks like Anthony Prechette, he got...
Oh, and around goes the 56!
Oh, under the caution, ooh.
Oh, my goodness. Wow, I just think it's close quarters racing. It's getting to these people. I can't see anything, you know, being intentional with these guys, especially concerning, you know, we're in the opening stages of the race. See if we can get a replay of the 79. So he's battling the 58 with Joshua Stroud, and Stroud comes down. He just clipped the 79 in the right rear, sent him to the inside wall.
Yeah, you know, running up against the wall like that, yeah, I don't know if people would just get a little paranoid with it. If you start looking at the wall, you're more than likely going to hit it. So it looks like he tried to pull off the wall off the turn, and the 79 just happened to be there. Very unfortunate for AJ. I know he was looking to have a good run. Also very unfortunate for the 56. Right before the caution was thrown, it seems he got turned.
Actually, yeah. Well, we're looking at the replay. He just got loose. Wow. That's a very odd, like, place to get loose. Just in the center of the corner. You know, I guess cold tires. Malik got to lock up the brakes to avoid them. Wow.
Yeah, the tires, when you start them off and they're cold, it is very loose. It does look like he drove it in a little low. You kind of want to stay towards that outside groove. If you can see the lines in the track, there's three preferred lanes there. You kind of want to stay in that outside one when your tires are cold like that, so you can get them warmed up. It looks like he tried to take it in a little low, and the back end just stepped out away from him.
All right. So we didn't really talk to our pole sitter yet, but seeing we have at least 2 laps to go, we're going to get at least a couple questions in. Devin, would you mind wanting to interview Mr. Kossi?
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Kossi?
Pretty good.
Hey, you got a good start on the restart there. Are you looking to try and run away with this thing?
I'm going to try to. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, that car looks strong. You look strong in the practice there. You also look strong in the qualifying session, a 10th up on anyone close to you. I know you had a good run on the Friday night race. So, yeah, keep it up. Good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it.
sir. Ooh. I was trying to drag him back there, and I was having a little issue. We got that cleared out a little bit. Yeah, I have a very busy second monitor, but we're double wide and ready to go. Enough about me. It's about these drivers. We're going to get back to some racing action here at the Lucas Oil Raceway.
That 88 looks strong, so we expect him to be really good. Again, he gets the lane choice, chooses the outside. Not surprising there. It does look like Malenko, even though he had the to put on the brakes and everything, he's still in the 5th position there. It doesn't look like he got any damage. So,
oh, I guess we're not going green. I believe maybe they added a lap, the caution period. Maybe a driver was in the pit lane, but we're all double it up and ready to go. Can't see why we delayed the green, but we're going to try this again. Yeah, on to 1 to green.
It sounds like they delayed the green because there was some questions over in the back of the pack as far as gridding. So
okay.
It'll be handled. Lights are off on the pace car. We're on the backstretch. Get ready to take it off again.
All right. So we saw there in the qualifying session that James Gilliard, or Eddie, as he's also known as, making a lot of laps here. I don't believe he made it into practice on time. So him being middle of the pack, it'll be interesting to see how he fares, especially trying to work his way to that outside lane and try to keep it off that outside wall. But here we are, double wide, ready to go once again. A mirror of the initial start, and Cossey's gone. Green, green, green.
Another great start there. His preference to being the leader, especially on that outside. He drives it in a little low into turn 1.
Yep, they're double wide behind him. Actually, Lingerfeld's getting clear. How about Devin Smith around the outside? That 7 of Malenko. Smith up and believe into the top 5. Looking to get around at 65. Actually, that's Devin Smith. Yeah, that is to the top 5.
Yeah, Malenko again, a bad start off the bottom. It's really hard to keep the top, to keep it driving into 1 and keep your momentum off the turn. So Devin Smith was able to get beside him and get along past him into turn 3.
Yep. So this is going to be a part of the race where these drivers are going to be experimenting. They're going to be feeling these cars out, kind of seeing how much they can push the limits here, especially the drivers who are not here on Friday. Max Service, they're in 2nd. We'll see if he can chase down that 88 car. Remember, Max Service, he came in here, and he looked like he was going to have a stranglehold on this series. After the first few preseason races, he dominated, and then Joseph Cossey decided to show up and pretty much rain on Max Service's parade. We'll see if Service will be able to get up there, fight with Cossey, and reclaim that.
Yeah, right now it looks like he's kind of checking out. He's already pulled out almost a 2nd lead, and that's huge here at this short track.
It is the second. Oh, and I think he brushed the wall a little bit, but that short track racing, the cars are not, well, they are aero sensitive in a sense, but aerodynamics don't mean as much at a short track than it does at, say, one of the larger speedways, especially like a plate track like Talladega. Aero is such an issue there. But here, why is aero not an issue here?
Well, you're not really getting up to most of the speed that you do at those 1.5 or the super speedways. So air traveling over the car is not going to be affected as much because you're just not going as fast. So you're able to beat and bang up the car a little bit. As long as you can keep all 4 wheels under it, you should be okay.
Speaking of beating and banging, Devin Smith must have got that outside wall a ton. He went from the 5th position back to the 9th position, able to keep that car under control, and we stay green.
Yeah, that was a good save. I was watching. He did that, just tapped it coming out of the turn, but it was enough to get the back end a little loose. He had to get out of the gas and fell back.
And here's something. The one of Daniel Park. He's working his way up here. He's getting up to the 7 of Malenko. He's pretty new to the iRacing service, but he's going to hang at this short track racing. I believe he races in real life, or at least he's around the racetrack a lot in real life. He has a racing family, and so he's around short tracks a lot. So it's not unusual to see him start to do well, even with only a little bit of experience on the service.
Yeah, he did a lot of the dirt track racing, so with that dirt track experience running that high groove here, also with the slipping and sliding that happens at this racetrack, he should have a good advantage, just coming in brand new.
Absolutely. Looking further back, looks like the battle really is actually for 8th because Jacob Sala, even though he got around Devin Smith because of Smith's incident off of turn 2, has not been able to pull away. Smith is right on the back bumper of Zala, and now Joshua Stroud looking at the 33 of Gilliard. There's kind of little couplets back here at the back of the pack.
4 in the wall as he's getting in the middle of the turn, loses a spot there. He's also backed up to 33. It was also backing up the 58 who had to kind of get out of the gas.
Yep, Jacob Zala is one of those newcomers to the league. He's been on iRacing a little bit, but new to the Outlaw Sim series, so seeing how he fares along with the rest of the drivers here. I heard he just had to buy this circuit, or this track today to be able to run this test, so he's learning as much as the other guys.
I think the most practice he got. Oh.
Something with the 33, very slow off of turn 2.
Yeah, it looks like he got his left front banged up there. That might have been trying to go for a pass at the 58. Looking at it now, it looks like, yeah, the 58 just got under him. Didn't know he was there, I guess, and just came into each other. Nothing but a racing incident.
Battle for 4th is heating up. Malenko just rocketed by the 65 of Lingerfelt, and now here comes the 1 of Daniel Park.
And Malenko's starting to make his way through the field now that the tires are getting worn in a little bit. I thought we were going to have a lot more cautions, but it looks like this thing's going to go green for a while.
Yeah, and that's what you like to see. 1, it gets us in and out quicker, and 2, these drivers can really, really learn this track.
Exactly, and then you just have to start worrying about the tire management. Once you get that tire, that right front, heated up, it's going to start shredding pretty good. The car's going to get tight, which means it's not going to really drive off the turn as well, so you won't be able to carry much speed. So the guys who can preserve that tire are going to be the ones who make their way through the field.
Definitely. And if we do get fortunate enough to get a long green flag run, long enough to where we have to check out green flag pit stops, look at where that pit lane is. It's wrapping all the way around the inside of the track from the entry of turn 3 to the, well, pretty much the entry of turn 1. With that, there's a couple things with that. The pit entry is right off of the entry of turn 3, so it's very hard, kind of like Martinsville, where you're at the fastest you're going at this track, and you slow all the way down to pit road speed. But not only that, there's grass on either side, so you have to slow down and be precise on your pit entry, not slide the car, not wheel hop the car trying to slow down. Very, very difficult pit entry. What can you tell us about that pit entry?
Yeah, it's going to be real tricky trying to get the car slowed down because you are going at the fastest part of the racetrack right there. You're going to have to dive down, get onto the apron as quick as you can, get the car slowed down so you don't clip the grass, because as soon as you clip the grass, it's going to be like driving on ice. The car's just going to slide right back up into the middle of the turn. You're probably going to collect some people because there's cars all the way around the racetrack right now, as the leader has just lapped his first car, the number 13 of Jeremiah Stutzman. He goes a lap down.
That's Doug Soames, the 13 of Jeremiah Stutzman. He is half a lap down. He's actually about to go a lap down. That's Corey. We know him as Corey. That's what his PlayStation username was. My apologies there, but he did just win the championship under that. Yeah, Doug Soames, he's just learning to service and trying to stay out of people's way, and he's doing a great job of just kind of biding his time and letting people by as they need to.
Yeah, he's really just shaking to the line on the inside to let these guys by so he can learn the track. Yeah, he's staying out of these guys' ways, letting them race up front.
Especially because it's preseason.
Big moment for the 56 car coming out of turn 4. Got loose and was able to hold on to it, but he's lost a lot of ground with the 95.
Oh, wow. Oh, and Devin, I think, gets the wall there.
Yeah, the cars are starting to get tight now. That right front is starting to get burned off, and yeah, you're going to see a lot more beat banging with that outside wall, I think, on the exit of the turns.
So how you really know the tires are starting to fall off is look at Andrew St. Courier. He was in 3rd. Now he's all the way back to 6th. Malenko made it look easy to get around that 93, and then the 65 and the 1 both worked their way around him. So the battle for 4th now between Lingerfeld and Dan as they got around Courier. We'll see if Courier is able to stick with them.
Yeah, and I'm surprised with Dan Parks running that low line. I didn't think that the low line would be that good here, but he seems to be getting a good run on 3 and 4 with that low line off the turn.
And the battle of the year, honestly, back here for 7 with Devin and Adam. They're going at it. And a lockup from the 56.
Yeah, he locked it up trying to get slowed down so he didn't get into the outside wall coming off the turn. That he had to give up that spot.
Yep. Oh, another one in the wall. I think that was the 95. Yeah, they just keep hitting the wall. They keep exchanging positions, exchanging hits in the wall. It is something else back here.
Yeah, with the close quarter race, how close these cars are to each other, especially with the cars getting as tight as they are with the long run. it's inevitable that they're going to start clipping that wall just because they're trying to push the car.
And in the wall goes the 1. Sorry to cut you off there. Yeah, that.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
He got a run with it.
I mean, he's right up against it again, flirting with disaster, but keeps off of it, gets another good run off the turn.
Yeah, you almost have to be flirting with the wall the whole time to run fast around here, because if you're not diamonding the corner, you're running right up next to the outside wall to carry the most speed from the outside lane.
That's the only way to get around the progressive banking that we talked about in the opener. It seems like the 1 is doing as good as he can. 65 is, just running a really good line to keep him behind him at the moment, but the 1 car is gaining. Hopefully he can get him here in the next couple laps.
Right, I put up the chat from one of our one of our streaming services. This from Facebook. Of course, Jason Meisner, one of the regulars in this series, not able to run with us tonight. He said, "Good luck, everyone. Wish I had power so I could be there." Of course, we're missing you too, Meisner. We'll see you around, hopefully on Friday, and hopefully next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Friday, next Wednesday, Milwaukee Mile. That's another good track, real flat. That track's going to be the complete opposite of this one. You're going to want to run right on the inside of the turns. So that's a good one. Hopefully he can get back for that one.
Definitely. There goes the 13 going another lap down. He's staying out of people's way here. I believe Anthony Pritchett now falls down to the 12th position. He's going to be the next driver going 1 lap down. Actually, I believe he already is.
He already was down. He's also lost to the 71.
Right, yeah, the Jeremiah Stutzman's also gone a lap down. I believe what's also hindering Stutzman today is last week he missed last Friday's test race because he had some sort of hand injury from his from his job. So he missed Friday, not too much details on it, so maybe that's still hindering him today. Here goes the 88 of Joseph Kelsey going to the inside of the 33 of Gilliard into the outside wall.
Yeah, Gilliard's having a tough time. I've been watching him the last couple of laps, and he's trying to run the high line and just can't keep it out of the wall. When he's trying to diamond the turns, the car's trying to slide straight up to the wall, so he's not really getting as good of a run off the turn as well. The 71, which is on the same lap as him, so this is a battle for position. The 71 is going to probably get around him here as he gets a really good run off of 3 and 4.
The battle for 4 continues with Lingerfeld and Park. Now Devin Smith has cleared the 56 of Adam Gardner. He got around the 93 of St. Courier. Going to try to make it a 3-car battle for the 4th position here.
Yeah, he's catching these guys quickly. Park is having a tough time trying to get around the 65. 65 is just running a really good line around this track. And it is kind of hard to pass because the low line, you get so you just can't hold it down there when the tires are as warm as they are. Although Park is looking now, but he slides off the turn and has to fall back in line.
I mean, it's so weird. We started the broadcast again saying you normally think of short track racing on the inside lane. You're defending your position by using the outside lane and the longer way around. That's just still mind-boggling. Look at the 1 all the way to the inside. He slides up, contact with the 65.
The 65 and the 1
into the wall.
They hold it.
Yep, he holds on to it. He stayed green. Those two are good friends. I'm sure they're going to talk it out here. So hopefully no harm, no foul.
But that exact thing that we just watched there between the 1 and the 65 exactly shows why the outside lane. When you're trying to get in low into these turns, the car just does not want to turn with the progressive banking. So the 1 car locked up the tires trying to get the car slowed down to turn the car and just couldn't do it, and you lose all your momentum. So that outside lane just is working so much better.
All right, so Devin Smith with that goes around into P5, but the 65 is not done. Lingerfeld trying to fight back. Gardner now on Courier's, putting the 93 down to the 8th position. That guy against Andrew St. Courier started 3rd, already down to 8th position.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to bring his tires out. I wasn't really watching what he was doing, but it does look like his tires are just about gone. He can't keep the momentum coming off the turn and is getting eaten up.
All right, well, now everybody besides the top 8 have gone 1 lap down. Jeremiah Stutzman has worked his way to the front of the cars that are laps down, or that are 1 or more laps down. Also a lap down, Jacob Zala, James Gilliard, Anthony Pritchett, and Doug Soames is 3 down.
Yeah, and Andrew I can't say his last name. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, the next car to go a lap down is going to be the 93. He's about half a lap in front of the leader at the moment, but the way this 88 is still pacing around this track, it looks like no one's able to catch him.
Wow, this is wicked. 6 seconds. What is brewing is, look at this battle for second. Malenko has now caught the number 81 of Max Service, running that Jimmy Johnson Foundation-inspired livery on that 81. Malenko looking to keep, he's running a little bit higher than that 81, which is really paying off, closing that gap down to half a second between them.
Yeah, and it looks like he's running that high line. The line he's running, he's able to save his tires a little bit better than the 81 being that high. So he's getting a lot better run off the turn, and it's catching him slowly by lap by lap.
Oh, I think the 33 was getting close to that one car, but Dan goes by, no problem. Here comes the 95 as well. Maybe Devin has something for Dan.
Devin was catching Dan before the 65 and Dan were able to get into each other. So he's probably going to, actually looking at the lap times here, he is catching him very slowly, about a tenth a lap. Right,
well, this track, again, very hard to pass, and it's now shrunk the field out, but Joseph Cossey on an absolute mission. I'm going to ride on board with him here just to see how he goes about a lap at this track. No, we're not. There we are. Alright, my apologies.
Oh, good. Yeah, the way he's driving the car off the turns, he's actually running a middle line, getting high, and then driving off low again. If you can run that line right, you can save the tires very well. Kevin Harvick demonstrated this very well in the Cup Series a couple years ago at, I believe it was Bristol, when they did the progressive banking there. He started diamonding the turns and was able to run away.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, he's putting on, he's really looking like he's going to be on pace to put the whole field one down, especially because Malenko just can't find a way around the 81. It's difficult to pass here. It's just being showcased lap after lap.
Yeah, because as soon as the car comes off the turn, it just wants to go right up to the outside wall, and that's where your most momentum is going to be to pick up speed on the car in front of you. So in order to get a run on the car, you're going to have to make something work on the inside lane. And I'm just noticing that both the 81 and the 7 do have right side damage on that front quarter panel. So it does look like they're driving these cars very hard, to the 81 to keep in front of the 7 and the 7 to catch the 81.
Rightfully so, as they're going to be coming up to the lap car of the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman again, defending series champ, but not on iRacing. It's giving him a hard time, but this also could just be one of those tracks, one of those tracks that just doesn't suit his driving style very much so. It's a very, very precision-based track, and it's difficult.
Yeah, it is. To be able to save the tires by diamonding the turns, running high, right up against the wall, it's difficult for anyone not used to it. It's just this track in Bristol now with that progressive banking again, it changes the line and changes the way that you have to run the car in order to save the tires and keep fast at these tracks, and it's a difficult thing to learn.
Yep, so working lap 51 of 225 here. So do a quick math there. 1/5 of the race done. No, did that math wrong. Over 1/5 of the race done. I'm not going to get into specifics. I'm not a human calculator.
It's all right. It does look like the 7 of Malenko has fallen off the 81 of Service a little bit. This could be due to his tires being burnt up a little bit as he was trying to make that pass earlier. Just has lost all grip in the tires. We should be expecting to see these guys come down pit road in just a little bit. As I say that, the 81 gets into the wall coming off of turn 2 there.
Right, we will see. I mean, they are running at 75% fuel capacity as opposed to the normal fuel capacity, but it's going to be tires, especially because the right sides are traveling the longest way around this track. And into the wall goes the 7.
Yeah, I believe the tires are going to give out before the fuel. We might see some takers here if not too long. just because these tires are going. The lap times have dropped significantly since we started the race. We're lapping about 3 seconds slower a lap than what they qualified.
Yeah, and again, that, to be fair, that is qualifying. They're probably running low fuel, but they are at least running a second slower off of their, beginning of the stint times.
Yeah, watching the 7 here. He's catching back up to the 81, looking to try and make a pass again as they get around the 71 car, who is a lap down.
Going 1 lap down, the 93 of Andrew St. Courier makes the top 7. The drivers on the lead lap.
And the 56 sees the 88 coming in his rear view. He tried to pick up the pace, gets the wall coming right at the start-finish line there, trying to put the power down. It looks like the tires are going. It's not just that right front, but it looks like the right rear is starting to get worn as well.
Yeah, out of 4, trying to make it to pit lane. And he slides up. He missed it, but he keeps it low.
Yeah, we talked about that. That was a fast track. You got to get down quick, get on the brakes. Hopefully you got some good brakes still after all these driving and braking around the turns.
I'm going to take a quick replay at that. Going to try to make it a pit road there. He's coming off of turn 2. He went down low. It looks like a pretty good entry, but missed his turn-ins, locked the brakes up, then went straight off.
Yeah, like I said, as soon as you get in that grab, it's like being on ice. You're going to slide right back up into the track. This time, though, the 4 does make it down pit road. He's going to be our first taker.
All right, we'll see if this brings anybody. If it does bring anybody, it's probably going to be to bring the people who are on the same lap. I wouldn't suspect the leaders to really follow the 4 car, especially since he was a lap down.
It's really easy to go probably 2 more laps down at this track, just being a short track and it's pitting on a green flag. So we'll see who does take after now that he's coming out of the pits as we speak.
Right, I don't believe the the pit entry miscue will help him out in any bit there.
No, I think he lost a lap just from using the pit. So yeah, you got to be very precise when you're trying to come in.
The battle for second continues to work itself around this track. They're just nose to tail. Malika not pushing the issue, kind of finding out that Max Service and him are running similar pace. Remember, Malika was falling off, though, and he's brought it back down on Max Service, down to 0.3 of a second. And,
oh, it takes a peek to the inside, but Service cuts him off. He goes around the outside, and it looks like he might have the momentum coming off the turn to get him in the next turn.
To the inside! And Service lets him go.
Yeah, that was a great move there.
What
Perfect
a move.
off the turn.
Beautifully executed. So hard to pass here. And Service, he just saw that, he's been hounding his back bumper all race. He lost time. He chased him back down. He said, all right, you're faster. You get the run, you go.
Yeah, what's interesting here is that this battle for second place is already half a lap behind our leader.
That is wicked. Malika would really love a yellow to fall his way. As the 56 of Adam Gardner is going 1 lap down, putting only 6 cars on the lead lap.
The 88 is just running away with this thing right now. The only thing that could probably, like you said, save this field would be a yellow flag.
Lingerfeld is shaking in his seat there. He is on it. Seeing the 88 is closing almost every corner.
Oh, it looks like the 4 has lost it in the front stretch there. He is missing his entire front bumper.
He loses it by himself.
Yeah, he lost it coming off of the turn. With those cold tires coming out of the pit stop again, you got to be real careful.
It's going to be a 1-car incident. We will stay green. Yep. Just ate the wall. You hate to see it. Running the modified around here now.
Yeah, it looks like he just got loose by himself on those cold tires. You've been driving this car so long and it's so tight. When those tires get worn, then you come out on those new tires and it's loose again, and it can catch you if you're not ready for it.
Right. Well, here goes. They 79, he's going to be the first driver to go. He's going to go 3 down actually here. Wow. It has not been a good day for a lot. Well, if you're not the 88, it's not been a good day pretty much.
Yeah. The 88 is running away with, but I will say this, the 7 of Malico is actually not losing that much time. If anything, he's gained just a little bit on the 88 since he's gotten around the 81.
So one of his weak points, as I know Malico pretty well, is strategy. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can, find himself a strategy that might keep him in contention. Contention being 12.5 seconds back. But
honestly, I think he's just training for caution.
Honestly, I would have to agree. So I don't know if you've been able to tell yet, but if you've been able to tell, can you think of any reason that Causy's just has so much of an advantage over the field right now?
This looks like the line he's running. Like I said, he's diving the corners very, very well. Drives it in, is able to get the car turned, and then drives it off hard in a straight line. And since he's driving it off in a straight line off the turn, he's able to save a little bit more tire that way. So his lap times are a little bit quicker than everyone else. He's running about that last lap was about 0.4 quicker than the car behind him. So with that, like I said, he's just driving it off straight, and if you can keep it straight off the turn, you save a lot more tire.
What's really getting me is, yes, he's diving into corner, but he's running the middle line for the most part. He's only getting the diamond, and he's not even really going up to that outside lane. He's really running the middle of the racetrack, kind of like what you do at New Hampshire.
Yeah, it's a real interesting line. I'm watching now. He was a little bit higher when they started the race, but since the tires are getting worn, it looks like he's moved down to the middle lane and is sliding up to just barely the top lane and then getting back low in that middle lane to come off the turn, and is still keeping up the momentum very nicely.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fantastic to watch Joseph Causey. You really can learn just by watching this man. If you had this telemetry, you'd be able to study and just kind of see where you can improve here. At the moment, these drivers do not have his telemetry. Malico would love that, being 14 seconds back now. He was just 12.5, and that's a yikes.
Yeah, he's already lapped up to 6th place, so only the top 5 are on the lead lap, but they are in danger now. The 5th car of Devin Smith is in danger, only about a quarter of a lap behind to go a lap down.
All right, Devin just trying to still work his way around that one of Dan. This has also been a battle that we haven't kept much of an eye on since more action started being rampant. But what is happening is the 81 of Max Service is actually falling back into the clutches, and there he goes. There goes Dan Park to 3rd. Devin Smith to the outside.
Yeah, look, the 81's tires are gone. He was putting up such a fight with the 7 and using so much tire to get off the turn and stay in front of the 7 that it looks like he burned them all up. We might need to see him come to pit lane here soon.
Right, so when do you pit? I mean, we've only had 3 people come to pit lane: Jeremiah Stutzman, Anthony Pritchett, and Jacob Zolla. Jacob Zolla wrecked after a lap or so coming off the pit lane. Anthony Pritchett is now 3 down, and Jeremiah Stutzman, actually, he's pitted twice, but he's only 1 lap down, so I assume his 2 pit stops were on the caution period. Actually, I can check that right now. Yes, they were. And actually, the only driver to pit under green has been that Ford car of Jacob Zolla. Everybody else hasn't pitted since the yellow.
Yeah, the only one who's come down has been the Ford car, and again, we saw what those cold tires did. And I think the drivers are just trying to get as much out of these tires as they can, but I don't think there's much left. As we say that, the 33 dives in pit lane.
James Gill here from the 11th position. He said, enough is enough, man. I gotta get off these things. 4 new horseshoes on there. And that's not just an Indianapolis Colts fun.
Yeah, those new tires are going to help a lot to get around this race. But again, you have to be careful with those cold tires coming back on, as we saw what happened when the 58 there got, or yeah, is it the 58 or the 4? When the 4 got around.
Yeah, the 50.
Oh, as we said that, the 95 got a little loose coming off the turn behind the 1.
Max Service here, right in front of our race leader. We'll see where Cossi decides to go. To the outside.
Yeah, Service holds his line down low. 88 runs up high, gets a good run off the turn, and then by he goes.
Yep. Now Daniel Park, has he been able to open the gap a little bit on Devin Smith? I think that maybe this is just Dan holding on to his tires a little bit better.
Devin Smith got to the wall a little bit earlier. He didn't get into the wall. He got very loose getting off into. Had to save it before he hit the grass, and he is catching a little bit more now that he's got his car back under control.
Right. I mean, we were saying pretty much the only. Oh, Dan, really low line there in the turn 1. I don't know what's happened there. Something to miss on the 1 car. Really weird line. Maybe just trying something out again. It's preseason. I mean, it counts for preseason points, but like that doesn't have anything to do with the regular season or the season to come. I mean, it's just a say-so. So maybe he's just trying something out. You know, if he goes a lap down here, it has no effect on him in the regular season, other than maybe confidence.
Yeah, he was quite a bit of time, about 2 to 3 tenths a lap on the 95 there. That was catching him after the 95 gathered himself. So he tried a little something different, and he actually lost more time, so I doubt he'll do that again.
St. Corey up the track there. Dan and Devin still working their way around. Here comes the 88 of Mr. Joseph Cossi, looking to put everybody but Malenko 1 lap down. We'll see how he fares, though. These are the faster of the bunch.
Yeah, and the 7 of Malenko is only a straightaway in front of Joseph Cossi right now, so he might put the entire field a lap down before this thing is over.
Definitely. We'll see here. We work lap 84 of 225. Still got a good chunk of the race to go. At least, I'd say we're coming up to about 140 laps to go, actually. It's still a good chunk. That's enough for the field to go down another lap or 2.
Yeah, as we say that, the 95 looks to the inside. 1 can't make the pass. He's going to have to get a better run, but as we say that, the 88 of Joseph Cossi is right behind these 2 to put them a lap down.
Yeah, this is where the pressure's on. You know, you got to at least, stay on the lead lap or be the first car 1 lap down. These 2 are battling for position. You know, Devin Smith holding up on the outside there. Dan's able to get away as Devin's still fighting hard on Cossi. He knows it's all about momentum here if he's going to stick with this 88. Cossi not clear yet. Now he's clear. Oh, and contact!
The 33. Yeah, that was bouncing off.
Caution on the speedway.
Oh, that saves Dan Park in the car.
Wow. And the 33, James Gilliard, stopped there in the middle of 1 and 2. See if we can get a replay going here.
Yeah, it looks like Devin Smith was just battling hard.
He got loose.
Got loose, hit the wall, and the 33 just happened to be right below him.
Whoa! The 93 of St. Croix almost clipped that 33. And backing up onto the track, trying to get back going, almost clipped the 4. So caution on the speedway. That's what Malenko really wanted another shot.
Yeah, this is definitely going to bring the field back together. But again, we only have 3 cars on the lead lap: Joseph Cossi, Malenko, and Daniel Park. We'll see all these guys drop into the pits.
We'll see if Devin gets the waiver. Actually, that's actually up to us. So actually, can you wave around 95? Well, actually, wait. Could you go ahead and ask if the 95 gets away around since you brought up the caution? You could probably hop into general if you want and ask that.
I didn't bring it out.
What's up?
I didn't bring it out.
Okay. No, but could you ask in general if the 95 gets away from him? All right, well, pit stops underway here. Only a few drivers heading into the pit lane. See? Devin Smith stays out.
Yes, a couple cars are going to stay out and get the wave around. The 95 will not get the lucky dog as he was involved in the caution. So
that's fair. So on pit lane here we have the 80 of Cossi, the 7 of Malika, the 1 of Park, the 33 of Gilliard, and the 13 of Solms. Everybody else trying to get wave arounds here. They're going to hope for a quick yellow. Malenko, he'll have another go at this 88.
Yeah, he'll be starting on the inside. The 1 will have a position on him because he'll be right behind the 88. So that'll be a good battle for second coming off the turn. What Malenko's going to want to do is try and clear that 1 as quickly as he can to be able to keep up with this 88 car.
Right, it's going to be all about precision here. He is going to be on the inside. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Well, let's go ahead and... How much time do we have left on the caution? Let's see if we can see the pace car. People are in the pit lane. We'll go ahead and bring Malenko in. We'll be fine. We'll bring Malenko in for a quick interview, and we'll see what we can get out of him. Hey Malenko, you got a copy?
Yo ho.
All right, so that was a long green flag run. What did you learn, and what are you gonna be able to do here?
That on old tires, the brakes get real soft.
All right.
And I need a braking point for 1 because I keep hitting the wall on 1.
All right, one quick question before I put you back in general. What do you think? You have anything for this 88?
Probably not, no.
Okay, they actually waved off the green. Devin, you got any questions for Mal after seeing that run?
Yeah, it seems like he had a really good battle with Devin Smith there, and also with Max Service. Were they holding you up getting off the turn?
Max was holding me up like quite a bit in center. Wasn't really on exit, and Devin, I don't really remember when I was battling with Devin. But yeah, me and Max had a good race. It was good. I enjoyed it because that's probably not going to have much battle in here for the next few laps, maybe with Dan.
Well, good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Yep, so put you up and get to it. All right. We'll just have to get a quick chat with Mal in. We got one earlier with the 88. We'll see what he can do from the inside. Still a little bit of issue lining up here. We'll see if we need to delay it. Looks like we're all good now. Only the wave rounds there, the tail end. But a double wide and ready to go. I'll let you call it a restart here.
Yep, so they're getting ready to go. Pace dives into the pit lane coming off 4. 88's control car. And green flag, here we go, back to racing. The 7 gets a horrible start on the on the inside. The 65 gets by.
Wow, that was quick. That he fallen all the way back to third already, but he did get back into the outside lane. But he'll have his work cut out for him, as he'll try to have to get around the 65, who's actually 1 lap down before he even has a go at the 88.
Yeah, the 65 just got a great restart on that.
Oh, and around goes the 1.
Oh no!
Got the yellow. Oh, big wreck! The 4 into the wall. That's gonna bring out a quick yellow, and the 1 of Kyle Lingerfeld will get the wave around.
We can see what happened to the 1. He just lost it by himself coming off the turn.
Yeah, we'll get a replay of that real quick. Oh, but the 4 and the 81 got together as well, and sliding up. Oh my goodness, that was closer to 79.
Yeah, the one just lost it by himself coming off the turn. But yeah, I think the caution was thrown more for the 4.
It is partially my fault since I am throwing the cautions up here. I thought it was for the 1 car, but there was a second incident that I didn't even see that warranted a yellow.
Yeah, it looks like the 4 and the 8. The 4 just didn't realize that the 88 was right on his door panel when he came off the turn. Probably an issue with cold tires again, trying to get off the turn as fast as you can. Just a racing incident, but nothing more. But Yeah, it seems these cold tires are really starting to put some guys off.
Well, the 65 did get the waiver on that time. There will be 4 cars in the lead lap this time, but the 65 has to start at the tail end of the field.
You have to work his way up through all the lap cars. Actually, I think he'll be able to get waved around them and he'll start back up into the 4th position. We'll have to see once they get relined up here, but Malico gets another shot at a good restart here. I know from experience with driving with Malico, he's not the best on the restarts. So, yeah, we saw what happened in the last one.
All right, well, we have some time here. We're going to go ahead and bring in driver of the number 1, Dan Park. And, Devin, I'll see you have any questions for him.
Hey, Daniel Park, do you got...
Do you have a copy, Dan? All right, I believe he does not. They're going to go and put him back in general. Anyway.
Looks like his mic's not working there, so... yeah, I think I was going to ask him about how he got loose off the turn. I think it had to do with all the cold tires. That's what it exactly was. As soon as he put the power back on, the car just went straight around the back end, stepped out. Just wanted to ask him how, if that's what happened or if there was anything else with the line, because he did get a little high right up against the wall there coming off of that turn. So.
All right, well, we're working the caution period here. We're going to go ahead and take a quick little break, and we'll get to it in just a minute. We'll bring you action right back here at the Lucas Oil Raceway before we get back to green. Welcome back, race fans, to the Lucas Oil Raceway. Ready to get back to racing here as we are on lap 99 of 225. The pace car is off. Let's get to it. Kasi up high, Malenko down low, road 2, Daniel Park, St. Coyer 1 lap down, or 2 laps down there in the 4th physical position. Malenko got a bad restart last time. We'll see if he learned. The restart zone is there. And oh, they delayed the green actually. Yeah, they delayed the green.
Yeah, it looks like the back end of the field was not lined up correctly. It looks like the 7 car, though, was ready to go on that one. Unfortunately, they do not go.
Oh, man, you hate to see it. Man, I was hyped up as well for this restart, and then they're not going. The lights are still on, but let's try that again. Pace car's off. Kasi up high, Malenko down low, Dan Park there in 3rd. Kyle Lingerfeld back on lead lap. Devin Smith, the first driver, 1 lap down. Mired in the middle of the pack there. The 6th physical car on your screen. The field in the restart zone. Green flag in the air. Kasi's gone, but cleared to the outside lane. See the 7. He's got to stay down there. Now he can move up. He almost forgot that rule at first. He was about to move straight on up, and he just remembered last second. Can't change lanes.
Yeah, that's a new rule. The 7 gets loose coming off of turn 2. It did look like he was trying to get a good restart there. Just mistimed it. And he lost a little bit of ground, the 88, but he is sticking with them as they come off of turn 4.
Sir, Meyer back in the pack. Just very, very tight race. And the 95 is loose. And around he goes into traffic. And he doesn't hit anybody else. We stay green. What a move. What a save. Well, not really a save, but what a way to keep it out of other drivers' ways.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was right in the middle of the pack. Can't believe that anybody didn't hit him. It does look like his rear end is a little banged up, so somebody might have got into him to turn him around there.
Right, well, I think he just got loose. That is, I don't know, that was wicked. Whatever it was. Yeah, you can see the damaged 95. We'll go back up front. Oh,
he tried to drive it in, just got really loose. The 33 did make contact with him as he turned around, though.
Okay. But,
As we say that the 65 goes around.
He does? Did he have any contact? For the replay here. He might have just got the wall. See,
I think he just got the wall.
Yeah. Or he got maybe loose on corner exit there. Yeah, he just got loose on corner exit. All by himself. Back up front though, Malico was really keeping it with Cossi! Trying to keep out that wall, wow!
I think Malico knows that the only way he's going to be able to try and have anything for this 88 is to get him on the short run. He is pushing hard right now.
Yeah, he's going to have nothing left on those tires at the end of this, or later into this stint, but he absolutely has to push. And we look at the comments from the broadcast. Even Jason Meisner was like, wow, to Devin Smith there, not really collecting anybody else. Of course, you mentioned he made contact with the 33, but other than that, really no harm, no foul. Just a little bit, I believe.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the 33's car's banged up that bad. Just a little bit on the left front fender. But he should be able to continue again. We don't have to do much with aerodynamics at this racetrack because we're not going as fast as we are like a mile and a half or super speedway.
Right, kind of watching this battle back here between Gilliard, Pritchett, and Service. This could almost be a three-wide battle. All three of these drivers on different laps. They're all just kind of riding in their own little pack. Back up front, Malico really piling on the pressure on the 88.
Yeah, again, he is trying his hardest to get in front of 88 before get on some clean air on that nose and get out to a good lead here. Seven gets a little loose coming off of turn 4, trying to put the bar down and catch this 88. He is hanging with him very, very well, though.
Yeah, he really needs to take advantage of this, and but at the same time, maybe not destroy his tires. Maybe he can keep with him a little bit longer. I know it's a long shot, but maybe he can force Cossi into making a mistake. Never mind! Trying to give it up the inside wall, hard into the inside wall, all by himself.
He forces himself into a mistake there. Just trying to drive it to keep up with the 88. Just shows how strong the 88 is here.
Wow, man, that hurts. Because I think Dan Park is the next car on the lead lap, and he's already 17 seconds back.
Yeah, Dan got loose getting off of turn 2 on the restart, lost a lot of positions and just got caught behind some lap traffic, and then lost it again and got into the wall again. So he just fell back. The 88 is already about half or a quarter a lap from lapping him.
Yeah. Oh, we still watch the battle between the 79 and the 33. Malico now mired back in some traffic here. He gets around the 13 and now looking to close on to that 56. Again, not for position. Just trying to get himself some clear track and maybe have another go at Cossi. But Cossi's going to get into a rhythm here. He's not going to have any pressure at all.
The 7 was about a full straightaway behind the 88. This is a good battle between the 79 and the 33. 79 is trying to stay a little low. The 13 gets in his way there a little bit, coming off the turn.
Wow, yeah, this has been a battle. They're not even on the same lap. They're just battling to battle. You know, to learn, I guess, would be the more important thing, you know, for the season, because this is a round in the season as we get the cross flags at the flag stand halfway through our 225 lap event here at Lucas Oil Raceway.
Yeah, halfway through and every single lap led by this man, Joseph Cossi in the 88. He is just running away with it again. Again, we thought the 7 might have something for him there, but trying to push too hard, got it to the wall, getting off 4.
Right. All right, so I have to ask, halfway through your first event up here in the booth for the Outlaw Sim Series, what do you think of it?
It's a nice experience. I've kind of wanted to do it for a while. I do prefer driving, I will say, but being up in the booth is pretty fun, especially with you. You're a great host, and it's a privilege to me to be your co-host.
Well, thank you so much. That means a lot, especially knowing that I've broadcasted you as a driver, and we've been friends now for a bit, and I've always kind of wondered what my chemistry would be in the booth with some of my fellow drivers in my league or other leagues that I broadcast and commentate with, and this really has been a treat. I didn't know what to really have my expectations at, but I can say I probably should have set them pretty high because this has been a great one.
Well, thank you very much for that. Hope throughout the season we'll get better and better as we go.
Right on, right on. 109 laps to go. Mr. Costi looking to put a lap on the 65, who just got his lap back. It was all for nothing almost, as Kyle Linker felt really on it. So hoping for another caution quick here. Again, remember he did have to start at the tail end of the lead or tail end of the pack. So he was already off at a disadvantage compared to the other lead lap cars. So really hoping for a caution to have him maybe restart with the top 4, at least have him have a chance. But might not really have one, because even if a caution comes out and he goes a lap down, he's gonna have to just again restart the tail end of the pack.
Yeah, he hasn't really passed many cars since he started at the back as well. It's just really, really hard to pass here. You got to set it up a couple turns in advance.
Yeah, this track, it really is all about precision. It's just a wicked track. I mean, I remember, thankfully, we don't have that much of an issue here. But in real life, you'd see the Camping World Truck Series and the Nationwide Series, again, those are the sponsors back then at that time. They'd have to line up the vehicles sideways on the pit lane to even really have room for everybody. And, just that, the atmosphere of this track, the different racing, it's still a short track, but different type of short track racing this track has made it a premier event to highlight the day before a large event at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Again, mentioned it at the beginning of the broadcast, a USAC midget race would be here the Memorial Day Saturday, the Saturday before the Indianapolis 500, and then ever since the Nationwide and the Truck Series haven't been here when the Nationwide Series and the Camping World Truck Series came here, they used to be called the events that were the night before the Brickyard 400. And even when Formula One was here in the States, before they went to the Circuit of the Americas, there was a 5-year hiatus before that they were at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course for the Grand Prix, the United States Grand Prix, and even they had events here at Lucas Oil Raceway. I can't exactly recall which events, but those would also be called the night before F1. And just this track, as nighttime is falling on the circuit, it's a really, really premier and beautiful circuit, beautiful track that we're about to witness here for 100 more laps.
Yeah, and as time falls here, the cars are going to get a little bit more tight as the track cools down. It's not going to be as loose and as slippy and slidey as it was during the daytime. So we're approaching, I believe it's lap 14 of this run, or lap 17 of this run, I believe. And yeah, it's the tires are going to start falling off again. It's going to get tight. With nighttime falling, it's going to get even tighter. So these guys are going to start having to hang on off the turns.
Well, let's not even forget, yes, it might be this run, but they didn't even pit that last caution, so they had a whole other restart. These tires have been through it. I mean, we are at 36 laps on these tires up front.
Cossey is still running some really, really good lap times. He's only about just about a little less than a second off of his best time of the night. I bet you if we have another caution, they're probably going to dive in and get some much rubber to try and finish this thing off. And we'll see the lap times pick up as that happens, with it being a little bit cooler on the track, but it will be a little bit tighter on these cars.
Right, if these boys got a yellow, they will come in for fresh tires, definitely. And with that, you said the cars will get faster. At the end of these stints, who knows how much fuel they take. Depending on when the caution comes out, you don't take that much fuel, the car's even faster in the back end. It's a little looser, which, is not always a bad thing, especially at a track like this is so precise. You don't want it to be pushing tight, so if you get a looser car on fresh tires on late race restart, we might see some sparks here.
Yeah, I definitely think if the 7 car can stay on the lead lap, maybe even the 1 car, as he's still maintaining about a quarter of a lap in front of our leader. If they can stay on the lead lap and we get another caution and get in for some fresh rubber, you better bet that 7 car is going to give it all he has to get in front of that 88. as possible.
I wouldn't even put it past him to maybe put him in the wall. I don't normally know him as that person to race for a win like that. But, I mean, this has been a frustrating one. I wouldn't, you know, put it past him to maybe try a little harder on this restart just to see if he can get alongside of him. Especially, you know, it's a preseason race. But also maybe not wanting to go into the season with some bad blood.
Well, I mean, it is a short track, so maybe closer towards the end of the race, not right now, kind of in the middle, but I think if there's a caution late in the race and they go in for fresh rubber and the 7 car has a chance to kind of move him out of the way, give him a little bump, we'll probably see that just because it is a short track. That is short track racing. You know, get the guy a little bit intimidated.
Oh, Malico in the wall. He just entered very hot.
Yeah, he's trying to make up as much time as he can. Those tires are getting really tight. He did use them up a lot at the beginning of the stint. It does look like it is really tight getting into the turns, and the car does not want to turn.
I think your point even supersedes that, and the track is changing. Nighttime is falling, and these tracks, these cars are definitely gonna undergo a lot of change that these drivers might not be ready for. I believe the 56 got the wall there.
Yeah, we're starting to see him hit the wall again as the cars get tighter and tighter. The one's trying to do a similar line as the 88 was running at the end of the last stint. He's coming in a little bit lower, sliding up to only about right below that top lane, and then coming off low again.
Oh, there's a car parked there.
Oh, the 13. Oh, the 33.
There's caution on the speedway.
Caution on the speedway. Yeah, the one barely made it through the 33 there.
I didn't even notice that. I didn't get any warning of that.
Yeah, we'll take a look at what happened there. Looks like the 33 and the 13 were involved.
All right. It looks like the 33 came into the corner a little hot coming off of turn 4. Let's see what happened here. He's a little low. He caught the seam. He went around, and he was down there.
Yeah, it looks like he was having trouble putting it back into gear. The front end is off of that car. He was trying to get it turned without coming back up into traffic, but
right. Yeah,
and the 13, I think the 13 got loose as well and just ended up right beside him. Who and the one just missed.
Wow, yeah. I don't know if that should have been a caution, but that did look like a track hazard.
Yeah, he was right in the middle of the track. He was trying to avoid people as much as he can, but everybody was so spread out that, yeah, he was just in the middle of the track. It was just a bad placement.
Right, now I'm not blaming him one bit. It's just, yeah, this track is only so wide, and there's cars all over the place. I just saw 2 cars parked there, and I had to run to throw the yellow because, I mean, I'm controlling yellows up here. So.
Yeah, you know who? There's 2 people that are really, really glad to see that caution come out.
It's the 2 drivers who were on the lead lap besides the 88.
Yeah, Malico definitely wants to probably come in, get 4 fresh tires, and then try and get this 88 as quick as he can again on this restart.
Somebody else who would be this 56. I wouldn't put it past him either to A, stay out here, get a lap back because he hasn't ran too many laps on those tires, or B, you know, just be hoping for another quick yellow and get the lucky dog here.
Yeah, he could. We'll see what he does. It is definitely a decision time as we're getting later in the race. We only got 89 to go.
Right. I'll go ahead and we'll let Cossey finish his pit stop, and we'll try to bring him in here for we'll try Dan again.
Yeah, it looks like Dan missed his pit stop or pit box as he came into the pits there, but it's not going to hurt him too much as there is only 3 cars.
There's only 3 cars he's going to be restarting with, and he probably wasn't going to beat the 7 out with the gap he had, to be fair.
Yeah, there was a lot of lap cars between them.
Let's see where the 56 is. He's still on the track. Are we live? Yep.
It does look like the 56 did take the wave around, as well as Max Service.
Okay. we'll let them be. See where Kossi is. Is he coming up to the pace car with the lights off? No, the lights are still on. Alright, well, okay, we got a lap and a half here probably. They're probably extended at least another. We'll see what we can get out of Kossi here. Yeah.
Don't need fuel or tires from here.
Is that so?
Oh, yeah.
How we doing, Kossi?
Doing good, doing good. Keeping this Black Rifle Veteran Crisis Chevrolet 88 up here.
Yeah, it's been pretty smooth sailing for you up front. What have you been able to learn over the course of the race so far?
Just try to take it easy. My tires I've been probably the best on tires. I think my tires were at 77 on the second to last pit stop, 77 and 95 on, or 90 on the right rear.
Yeah, you're saving tires really well. It did look like the 7 was trying to put a lot of pressure on you on that last restart. Are you expecting the same thing from him this time?
Probably so. I told him to cut some better diamonds. He's gonna have to keep up with me.
Ooh. All right. Well, you love to hear it. You're gonna be coming to the one to go here, so we'll let you get back to work. And if we'll be going through about 85 laps to go. So best luck to you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, and that was our race leader in the 88, Mr. Joseph Kossi. Jason Meisner in the chat said, "You two are killing it tonight. Great job, enjoying it for sure." Well, thank you, Ms.
Yeah, thank you.
It has been an absolute blast to be up here. You know, it's not the race that we've been, necessarily, addressed as a hyped up race with passing and crashes and all that, but it's been an interesting race for sure, and it's been a fun one in its own way. So double wide and ready to go. Are we really going green here? No, they throw the caution again.
Yeah, everybody's having trouble getting lined up. It's just so short of a lap here. Trying to pass all the lap down cars to get back up to where you're supposed to be just is proving a difficult to get everyone lined up where they should be.
Right, yeah. Dan Park is back here in 4th. That's not... He shouldn't be back here because he was on the lead lap.
Yeah, I think he lost some time in that...
or did he get a penalty?
No, I think he lost time in his pit box because he did miss his pit box and he stayed long to repair damage.
Okay. I could definitely see that. But, double wide and ready to go. The 88 up high, and green flag is in the air. We're racing once again. Make sure the 7 doesn't change lanes. He's good. There he goes, merging back up.
Yeah, I can believe this 7 car, Malenko, is going to try and do the same thing he did on the last restart and get up to that bumper. The 88, put a little pressure on him, see if he can get him off a little bit.
Yeah, but I think he learned from the last restart. If anything, I bet he was hoping for another caution before he even got to that restart, so he could experiment with that last one. And now the track is at night. There's more grip. He's going to have a little bit more control of that 7 car. We'll see how it hangs in the rear end. And he's really able to stick with this 88, at least on the short run.
Yeah, we were talking about how the track's going to get speeded up here as nighttime falls. We just had our 2 top cars run their fastest laps of the race.
Oh my, yeah, that is, yeah, they are cooking. Well, it's trying to see if everybody else is going to follow suit.
Oh, Max Service there, a lap down, he just runs the fastest lap.
Oh, and the 1 car in the wall. There's something, he's slow on the back straight. Somebody's else
he hit the wall.
A lot of confusion all around.
Yeah, he was trying to get through the lap traffic, just pushed it a little hard, got into the wall. Kept it good and clean, though. He should be okay to continue.
Right on. 0.2 of a second now up front between Kossi and Malenko.
Yeah, the 7 cars right there on him. This is oh, Malenko hits the wall as he comes off the turn.
And that's okay. That's just a little scrape. He'll get back into it if he can keep it nice and smooth in here in the 1. It won't even affect him once at all. What with the 7 here?
Yeah, the 88 pulled out a little bit right there, but it looks like the 7's starting to get him back.
dives it in, trying to stay off that wall. Ooh, wow, that is close.
Yeah, he's really giving it everything. He knows that the only way he's going to get around this 88 is on the restart. So he's trying to push it as hard as he can, as much as he can, to hopefully get in front of the 88 and just try to put some blocking maneuvers on him.
Right, we'll see what happens here. Driver's getting a little low there in 3 and 4 as there's more grip. They think they can hold it a little bit tighter down there. Hopefully they don't catch a seam wrong and spin her out on the front straight. I think that could become a real issue here. It seems are already an issue, but if you give these drivers confidence that their cars can stick and they get a little too low, that could really cause some issues.
Yeah, definitely, because like we said with progressive banking, that low line is going to be a little loose getting into the turn, so you could definitely get the car back in, going around, and probably drift it around the turn.
All right, here comes Malika trying to pile on that pressure on the 88. He's not falling back, but I think, you know, he's not giving 100%. He's maybe giving like 95%. Trying to save a little bit.
He might have been trying to save a little bit, thinking that maybe there's going to be another caution that comes out here before the end of the race. Just try and stay right as close to the 88 as he can for the time being and not let him get away, just to see if he can, you know, run similar lap times.
Yeah, that time Kossi was a whole 10th faster than Malenko. See if Malika can hang it with him.
Yeah, and for those wondering, you know, short tracks, if there's not a lot of draft here, so even though the cars are tucked in right behind each other, the air doesn't really flow enough for you to get as much speed off the car in front. So this is basically all about your exit off of each turn to get as much speed as you can.
They ran almost identical lap times. That time, 5/1000ths of a second separated those lap times.
Yeah, I'm surprised by the 81 of Max Service back there. He's running the fastest lap times of the race so far. 23.2 was his best. His last lap time was a 23.5. He's running about a 10th quicker than our leaders.
That he is. Wow, he's cooking. Yeah, but I think what's really helping him, well, he was in clean air, but he really isn't now. And something that is starting to get some clean air here is that 88 and that 7 car, because that 88 is driving away from that 7 car.
Yeah, and I think we saw this on the last restart with Max Service, just going back to him running these quick laps. It seems to be that he can run the really quick laps on new tires, but running those quick laps, he burns them out a lot, and he tends to tail off towards the end of the run.
And I think that was a result. He caught the wall there on corner entry at the turn 1. But remember, Max Service started up front, and again he was running lap times with Malenko at the beginning of the race when the sun was still out. And Max Service, again, I mentioned he thought this was gonna be his stranglehold until Kossi came into play, and then Malenko got to the 81. It has not been exactly what Service had in mind this late into the preseason. We'll see what he can do to turn it around, maybe find a little bit of speed to keep up with the 88, the 7, the 65, and others as we get on to the regular season.
Yeah, it seems to be that the 81 is good on the short runs. Probably just tailored his driving style to that, thinking that there would be an abundance of cautions and he could run some quick laps at the beginning of the run, dip in, get tires, and do it again. But in contrast, we've had some really long runs with these cars, which is, in contrast to what I thought as well. Right,
this track, you get... it's a short track. It's a weird short track, something these drivers aren't necessarily used to. It's Darlington on steroids, I think, since you're running high up, or you're running on the dashed white line at Darlington, which is not too low. And Darlington is just a place that's close quarters racing. It's very difficult to pass. And there was a Cup race not too long ago that had 19 or 17 yellows. You'd almost expect that.
Yeah, short tracks you expect the beat and the banging, but so far these guys have kept it good and clean. There's been a couple of one car spins on cold tires and whatnot, but for the most part, been pretty clean. Our leader is getting close here to about to take it 3 wide.
And he's going to take it 3 wide on some lap cars. Solms gives him way. Gilliard won't put up too much of a fight, but gets in between the 7. And now Maliko's going to be pushing on that 33. Oh, man. Maliko's probably catching. Probably killed his momentum there.
Yeah, that killed all his momentum off the turn. It looks like 33 lets him go that time, but yeah, all the momentum of the 7 car was killed right there off of the turn.
Yeah, I don't think he was trying to hold him up. I just think it was bad timing of when the 7 caught him. You can see, I mean, he's driving a Whelen Modified out there. He's not having the best day.
Yeah, he was involved in an early incident. Then when he went into pit, tried to pit a little early, get on some fresh tires, and got caught out by the coldness of the tires. Took it around again, hit the wall, and tore up the front again. And these guys don't have that many fast repairs to use, so I'm pretty sure he used all his up already.
All right. Somebody we haven't really talked about, Jeremiah Stutzman. Again, he's our defending series champ in terms of the console leagues. And he's still 1 lap down, but he's about to go his 2nd lap down tonight. 64 laps to go. You know, it's not been his track, but he's been able to fight through and stay only 1 down until right now.
Yeah, he let the 88 go. Here comes the 7 car to try and get around him now.
Yeah, he's gonna. I mean, 71. He understands what's at stake here, kind of. I mean, again, it is a preseason race, so not much is at stake. But he's gonna hold it low. He'll let Malika have the preferred line. Malika's about a 2nd behind. He's caught 2/10 even after being held up. Good on him.
Yeah, that last lap, he was about a 10th off, but he was a little compromised by the lap down car of Stutzman there.
Yeah, I mean, even D.O. and Malika catches the wall there. The 13 of Solms is in the pit lane.
And as we get away from the leaders here, the 1 car of Daniel Park is catching the 65 of Lingerfeld there.
I was a little confused on the restart order and why he was behind the 65, but nonetheless, it looks like they're going to be duking it out once again. Remember, they were duking it out early in the race, even when the sun was out, to trying to stay on the lead lap, but, you know, battling with one another. Now they're both on the lead lap, 3rd and 4th. We'll see this battle pick up here. Especially, I believe both of I know both Dan and Kyle, they're both around, you know, local short tracks a lot. I believe they both race at their local short tracks a lot. So them at a short track doing not too shabby. You kind of expect that, even with Lingerfeld driving a modified down there. You can see the radiator hanging out the front end of the 65.
Yeah, Park is catching him by about 2 to 3/10 a lap. He did have some trouble in the restart, got loose, hit the wall, lost a lot of positions to some lap down cars. Seems to be making it back up now, though. They are about a half a lap behind the leaders, so if Park wants to try and keep that gap so he doesn't get put a lap down, he's going to have to get around the 65 pretty quickly.
Well, here it is. We'll see how Park feels. His way around the 65, closing the gap now into turn 3. Is he going to look low? He looks low, but not close enough to really make a move. Off of turn 4, he'll just kind of file back.
Oh, it looks like the 65 got a little loose, get back in the gas.
Oh, is that a dive? Looked like a dive from the 1.
Yeah, he tried it, but see how he loses all the momentum coming off the turn. You got to set this thing up, the passes. You got to set them up 2 corners in advance.
Right. I definitely would agree with that. It is, again, all I've mentioned it tonight is this track is all about precision, and as the laps wind down, it still is.
1 car gets a good run off of 2 there, getting into 3. He's going to try and look low again, send it up high to see if he gets another good run off to the front stretch.
You can really see the difference in how the top 2 are driving the tracks by looking at the interval on the top left of your screen. you can see it gets down to as low as 1.4, and it gets as high as 2.2. That is how different these drivers are driving the track. Of Kossi and Malenko, I should clarify.
Yeah, they're both running a very different line than, let's say, the one car here of Daniel Park. He seems to be taking it, you know, a little bit higher coming into the turn than the 7 and the 88. Or sorry, taking it a little bit lower, but he's ending up going way higher than the other two.
Pit lane goes to 56 of Gardner.
Yeah, it looks like the tires are starting to wear off again.
All right, we should see the 71 into the pit lane anytime soon. Everybody else can probably go a good chunk, maybe the rest of the race on their set of tires.
I think if there's a caution that they'll come in again, especially since there's so few cars on the lead lap. But yeah, if it stays green the rest of the way, then I don't think that anyone else will pick.
Yeah, there's not more than 4 cars on any given lap. There's 4 on the lead lap, 2 that are 1 lap down, 3 that are 2 laps down, 1 that is 8 down, and 1 that is 27 down.
And the 79 didn't pit on that last caution, so he was on a different strategy, so he's coming down now.
Now you can really see Malenko start to lose time. Now he's upwards of 2 seconds, getting close to 3 seconds at some points there on the interval as it constantly updates there.
He tried to push it at the beginning. He knew that was probably going to be one of his only shots to get in front of the 88. The 88 is just so good at saving the tires here. You heard him when we interviewed him. You know, he was doing really, really well with his tire wear.
Yeah, he was actually in the middle of, I believe, talking about strategy to the other guys. Kind of pulled him away in the middle of that conversation. And, whoa, Dan has maybe hits the seam on corner entry there. He shoots up the track.
He was trying not to get to the 65, and I think the brakes just didn't work right for him there when he hit that seam.
Yeah, Dan he's trying hard, man. He is wheeling that thing.
Oh, 56 slow getting off of the turn 4 there. He's able to keep it, straighten it up, and get back on the track, but it looks like he just lost it by himself. But that right in front of our second place car, Malenko.
He lost it in entering turn 3 and hit the inside pit wall. That is a weird place. I've never seen anyone really lose control there. I mean, it's definitely doable with a loose race car, but I just haven't seen that at this track yet. That's weird to me.
And I think the 56 was one of those cars who did pit, so that would make sense.
Oh yeah, fresh tires or cold tires. Correct. You are so correct. Yeah, cold tires. You really need to warm up these tires, especially at night. It takes even longer to warm up the tires. Normally you can get them warmed up in about 2 laps. You're probably like in qualifying, you're probably getting your tires warmed up by the time you start your second timed lap. But at night, it's probably going to take 3, maybe even 4 laps, depending on what the track temp is.
Yeah, the track temp is dwindling just a little bit. It's not too different, just a little bit colder than what it was.
Oh, and hard into the outside wall goes to 1.
Oh yeah, trying to push to get around the 50, there's 65 there.
And I might put a fork in him for that battle. Wow, that was a heavy hit.
Yeah, let's see what he does here. He's still not that far behind the 65.
Yeah, and the 65, he's working at the 79. Whoa, the lunge from the 1. Look at the dive into turn 3.
Yeah, he's trying to get back
he's there already.
Right 65 again.
Oh my gosh.
You see those fresh tires, what they do, the 79 is a couple laps down, just drove right by the 65 there like he was standing still. The 1 gets a good run, is going to try a low side 2.
Look at the dive. To the inside, can't get it to stick.
Yeah, it looks like he's using all the track. Got down in the apron there off of 2.
He's trying every bit of track he can get, especially because that car is going to be pushing tight now because he just absolutely ate into the inside. Trying not to slide up and hit the 65, trying to keep it down low. Look at the run he's going to get down low. He's going to be battling the 65. Oh, loose. Trying to hold on to it, trying to do a slide job here into 3. Can Kyle maybe get a crossover out of 4? No can do.
Yeah, good move by the 1 there. Able to hold it down low, get the good run off of 2, and got him in 3 and 4 and cleared him.
What a wicked pass. Hey, who said you can't pass here? Totally not us.
Yeah, like I said, you got to set it up a couple corners in advance. He got that good run off of 3 and 4, got him close, took a dive, held it low in 1 and 2, and then was able to finally complete the pass in 3 and 4 again.
Yeah, that's about as simple as passes at this racetrack get with somebody who's on the same speed as you or same tires as you. That's about as simple as a pass can get here. Kind of, lure them into running a little bit different line than they're used to by kind of making overtake attempts, and as you said, set it up a couple corners. You're kind of showing what you're gonna do when you do that, but there's really no other way.
There's not, and it does look like the 88 is running away with again about a quarter of a lap in front of the 7 of Malenko, but our leader is catching the 65 and the 1 to put them a lap down.
I feel like we've been talking all race about those two, the 1 and the 65 battling and trying to stay on the lead lap. But here at 37 to go, there's not too much more they can do unless they get another luckily timed yellow. I would have to say they're luckily timed. About half a straightaway behind is the 88 from the 1. Actually, he's already gone by the 65. No, he hasn't.
He's catching the 65. He's
right.
Same straight away as him. You can see him in the background there as the 65 goes into 1. He's catching him really quickly. 13 has been just kind of moping around on the apron there. Been very slow. Maybe just trying to learn the track. I'm not sure.
I'm not too sure. I'm not going to question it too much. He's not getting in anybody's way, which is, the least we can ask is just stay out the way, and that's what he's doing. He's just here. He's living life, to be honest. I'm glad he's sticking it out even this far behind. Is he trying to make the whole race on one set of tires?
I'm not sure. It does look like he's staying in the apron, staying everybody out of everyone's way. Just probably trying to learn the track and just listen to the guys because they are all on a track together. So probably just trying to learn some tips and tricks to get a little better for the season. Right,
that's for sure. Again, this does not count towards points or anything for the regular season. This is all a learning experience. And if this is going to help him learn the track, then by all means, you do it. Because when it comes to race time, you're going to want to be able to compete. And really, the only people I can see even competing at this point, if it's not Kossi, it's Malenko. And if it's not Malenko, then it's Danning and Kyle. People are really going to have to step it up when we come around here for the points paying round, which again I believe is somewhere in the 20s out of our 36 race season.
And the was it the 71 and 56 here? 56 gets around the 71. 71 is on the same lap as Max Service, and he's trying to give him or catch him up. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong lap.
This is actually a battle for position between Gardner and Stutzman. The 56 and the 71 there. There goes the 7 of Malenko.
Yeah, he's trying to get around the 71 now. 71 gets out of his way, lets him go by.
Something happened to... Oh, no, he's in the pit lane. I was like, something happened to St. Coyer.
Yeah, I think he was just had enough of the tires.
Well, here it is. Once again, Mr. Kossi gonna look to put a lap on the 65 of Mr. Kyle Lingerfelt. To the outside looks the 65.
65 lets him go by with not too much trouble. Now Mr. Cossey is going to look to get to the 1 of Dan Park, and it'll just be him and the 7 of Malenko in the lead lap.
Yeah. Wow. Everybody, they're just kind of slugging around here. To be fair, let's be honest, this is the longest preseason race we've done so far. Because most of our races, they have been shortened races, just trying to get the car counts and kind of get people used to racing with each other. But now, we're trying to get people used to racing with each other for extended periods of time, for as long as these races are going to go. And, you know, these races last about an hour and a half, and, you know, we're the 10-minute qualifier. We're actually just reaching the hour and a half point right now. We still got 28 to go, so we're clean 2 hours, okay? On a bad day, maybe 2.5 hours. But this is their first time that these drivers are really on track with one another on iRacing for this extended period of time.
Yeah, and it's really, you know, testing their strength of, you know, can they save the tires for the long run? Can they keep their concentration for the long run? So a lot of these guys aren't used to running this long probably, and really test the concentration level of each driver to make sure that they can stay, you know, dialed in for the entire race.
And what I do think helps is not necessarily that it runs, you know, that series runs here, but Joseph Cossey, he runs a lot of NIS, NASCAR iRacing Series, which is 50% cup length races. So we were running at New Hampshire this past week for 151 laps. And so Cossey running a lot of those, and he done 2,600 iRating. He's probably actually surpassed that now. I'll just find that number because that's the last number I remember actually.
2,971 iRating.
Wow, there it is, almost 3,000. It probably was 3,000, maybe had a bad race or so. But yeah, he runs a lot of NIS, which is all about, you know, saving tires. If it's not a slew of cautions, it is a wicked experience to try to save those tires.
Yeah, saving tires is so important, especially in oval racing. That right front, just, you know, it gets so hot being taken the longest way around the track. You got to try and save it. The car is not tight, so you can maintain the speed.
Right. Go ahead and take over right here for a bit.
Still riding along with Joseph Cossey, I believe. He's approaching the 1 of Daniel Park now as they get to 1 and 2. Dan Park's being held up a little bit by the 81 of Max Service. Again, Service was running really, really fast laps times. He has very much slowed up since then. Does seem to be a lot better on the short run than the long run, that car.
All right, yeah, so Malika's now falling to 9.5 seconds back. And at this point, he's just kind of looking for a lead lap finish, hoping for a yellow to fall his way.
Yeah, Service out of the way there for the 88. The next car to go a lap down to the 1 of Dan Park, right in front of the leader.
All right, Service loose off of turn 4 there, trying to hold on to the car, and he'll do so into turn 1. Sorry about that. Okay.
All right.
All right. None of that was on broadcast, so that's good.
That's good.
There's smoke in turn 1. I don't know what happened there.
Looks like everybody's still going.
Now we're at the end of the race. We're 20 laps to go. We're just slugging it out. Here comes Dan. About to go 1 down here. He's going to fight hard, though. Doesn't want to go 1 down. Cossey on the inside in that 88. Dan's going to fight hard. Oh, slow car. 79 is on pit lane.
Yeah, 79 hit the wall a ton, just like the 1 car did. And I think he just had enough of the handling of his car. It had to come down and get some repairs.
Dan's fighting hard on Cossey. He knows, you know, he can still fight here. Maybe try to stand a lead lap, or at least the first car 1 lap down.
Cossey clears him, and it seems to be smooth sailing here with 18 to go. No pressure from Malenko, who's about a half a lap behind.
Yep. So there's 17 to go. We really are in the midst of a green flag run that really looks like it's gonna go to the end. Not a lot changing that.
Yeah, like we said, I predicted that we'd have a lot of short runs, a lot of cautions, stuff like that. Maybe with a larger field, but with the small field, the guys are staying very, very respectful to each other, staying out of each other's way when someone's faster, and we're getting these long green flag runs, just really testing, the driver's tire saving abilities.
All right, so I guess a long green flag run is time enough for us to do a little crank it up, I guess. With 15 to go, let's just have the sights and sounds of Lucas Oil Raceway. Look at this battle. 6 cars under a blanket. You couldn't have asked for anything better, right, Devin?
The 56 and the 71 again have found each other. They're battling for position there. Malico, our second place car, is catching this battle. I'm not sure how he's going to navigate it. They're all over the track.
I love how most exciting goes to the 88 running all by himself and not the 6-car crew. Oh my goodness, the 13. Wow, it's not any of his fault. They were just double wide, very tight spot turn 2. And drivers just trying to work their way around. Malico just trying to find his way through this.
Yeah, Malico backed off a little bit. He knows that this is a very precarious situation to his second place finish.
Yeah, he's got second place locked up. If he keeps the car under control, oh my gosh, it's tight off there.
Yeah, running the side by side. He finally gets around the 56. Looks like he's going to be okay now. The 81 right in front of him should let him go, but yeah, that was very precarious there for a second. Oh, the
81 gets the wall. Contact. Max Service trying to keep it down there. What a battle we've got back here.
The 7 cars finally cleared that. I'm pretty sure he was sweating a little bit.
He was like, what is this?
And that was for, the 56 and the 71 was for position, so they were entitled to race right there.
Right. Then definitely they should. They are battling for 7th, and now Stutzman under attack from Service, with Service losing back there.
Yeah, and Service is on 2 laps down, so he's pretty much alone in 6th place. The next battle on the track would be the 95 of Devin Smith and the 65 of Kyle Lingerfeld and the 1 of Dan Park, although Dan Park seems to be out pretty far in front of those guys. Also the 65.
Yeah, They're all 8 seconds away from each other. Actually, they're pretty equidistant from each other. Wow, that's they're about 8.3 seconds separates third and fourth, and 8.5 seconds separates fourth and fifth.
They say that the 71 dives into the pit lane there with 5 to go, so he's going to drop a few more laps down. Also drop a position to Andrew Saint's
Courier. Yep.
Courier. Yep.
Not quite sure what heading into the pit lane will do for you with this few laps to go. If this was F1, I'd say he's going for the fastest lap point, but I can't see that.
Yeah, you can see how, if you're watching Malik, see how hard he's fighting the car after this long run. He's been in the wall pretty much every single turn, 1 and 2. He did say that was his worst turn. He's trying to figure out how to get in there, but he's been in the wall the last 2 laps in a row. Let's see what happens this one. It's barely that time.
Yeah, I think now he's just bringing it home. And unless a caution comes out in the next 20 seconds, it's over for him.
Yeah, 2 to go. And the 88 should be coming around to get the white flag here.
Sir, coming through turns 3 and 4. One more time around the Lucas Oil Raceway for the number 88 of Joseph Cossie.
And he's absolutely dominated the race. Very, very big statement win going into the season, showing that he can save the tires and he can keep it fast.
Whoa!
A little bit.
In the contact with the 95, into the wall goes the 88.
Oh
On
my
the
goodness.
last lap. No harm, no foul. He'll come home with a large gap over to 7. Nonetheless, and whoa! Big impact for the 95 into the barrier. The 7 of Malenko, he'll come off of turn number 4. The only other car in the lead lap. And will stop across the start-finish line and finish second.
And he goes ahead, pulls into the pit lane.
And let's see what kind of a show we're gonna get from this 88 car. There it is. We'll bring him in here and get some interviews done. We'll see if we can get third place's opinion here. Bring him in. He's back up on the pit lane.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, this is in the booth. Do you got a copy? Hey, Dan, this is Devin in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I guess we're still without a copy from Dan. Let's see if we can get a interview from second place Malenko, though. Hey, Malenko, you got a copy?
Yee.
All right, so second place, but you kind of expected this heading into today. Why was that?
Just not good.
I would say that you were able to stick with him there in the short run. It seemed like you were a lot better on the short runs than the long runs.
I keep with him for 10 to 15, but I kind of burn up my tires doing that. I don't know what he's doing to save that much tire. I thought I was running the same line, getting on the gas just about as early as him. I don't really know.
You really did think you were running the same line, at least later into the run. It looked like you was running a little bit lower as you continue to run high. What was kind of the, I guess the mindset to run higher towards the end of the run? Evident, I guess you couldn't see what line he was taking towards the end of the run.
I was running a bit lower because it was just because in the first run it was just a little bit too tight if I kept it down towards the middle entering. So literally I was just doing that so I could break into it, wait till the center, and then usually it increased enough speed where I could cut down on exit because it was just too tight if I ran the middle.
Hey, roger that. Well, congratulations on the second place win. I know it was a little lonely out there for you, but still, second place isn't that bad. Look forward to seeing you in the regular season.
Well, thank you.
Yes, sir. And let's see if we can get a word with our race winner driver, number 88, Joseph Cossey. Joseph, absolutely dominating performance.
Thank you.
Yeah, you really picked you to. You made me feel good there. I picked you to win from the get-go, but yeah, just dominating, led every single lap. It looks like the 7 was only able to try and stay with you on the short run there, but you really pulled away from him on the long run. How are you able to save the tires that good?
This track has a fine line of how to drive it. I got a buddy of mine who taught me how to drive it, and he used to beat people with a controller at this track. So,
Wow. The backstory there, I never thought interviewing our race winner who led every single lap today would say that he was taught by somebody who started on a controller here.
he would beat me on a controller at this track.
That is absolutely wicked.
That's crazy.
What could you... Well, how much of a difference was the car from daytime to nighttime tonight?
It was a lot tighter during the daytime. When the darkness finally came in, it was a lot looser. You could feel it getting out, on the back end getting out a little bit more during the later run in the nighttime.
Yeah, we saw you on the last lap there. You had a bit of a moment where you hit you in the, I believe it was the 95.
I wanted to get past Devin just to mess with him.
It looks like you boys have a lot of fun here, but how was the race? I guess maybe not necessarily the driving aspect of it, but maybe just the conversation. How was it with the boys? I think this is your first full length league race on iRacing with us at least. What did you think of it as a whole experience?
It was great. I had fun. I was pretty much when we got to the dark time and I was just leading. I was just on autopilot, just going around. All I was doing was listening to the motor.
Yeah, I can understand that. Just being on autopilot when you're running these long green flag runs, just hit your marks and keep going. But yeah, congratulations on the win, man. That was very, very dominant. Looking forward to seeing you continue this dominance into the regular season.
I appreciate it. It was fun.
Yes, sir. It was fun to watch you. All right. Well, what did we learn tonight?
We learned that Joseph Cossey might be the man to beat. Seeing that he was learning from a guy from his pen with a controller, that's just crazy. But I think he might be one of the guys to beat. It looks like Malico is going to be pretty strong. Maybe Malico just didn't have the best line around here, but maybe at a different track, we'll see Malico challenge Cossey here.
Right. Well, we won't be on the air for Friday. But definitely next Wednesday, we'll be heading to the Milwaukee Mile. What can we expect there at Milwaukee?
I'm expecting a lot more closer racing again. That one's a little different from where we were tonight. You want to stay on that inside lane. It's very, very flat. You got to probably drive it like an F1 car. It's where you want to drive it high, get low, is like start up high, get low, and then drive it off the turn high again. High end, low end, or low middle, or low apex, and then high out to get the best run. But yeah, it's definitely a lot more trickier, I would say, than this racetrack. Even though this racetrack is tricky in its own way, but I would consider the Milwaukee Wild to be one of the trickier tracks just because it's so flat.
Right on. Well, that will do it here from the Lucas Oil Raceway. Thank you for joining us for this broadcast of the Outlaws Sim Series preseason test race. Congratulations to Joseph Cossey, and please tune into our next race Wednesday, July 29th from the Milwaukee Mile for our final preseason test race before this inaugural season of the Outlaws Sim Series gets underway. This has been Devin Zimmerman and Emerson Arnn on the call tonight. We will see y'all next time.